Gigantor, the space-age robot, is at your command. Gigantor, the space-age robot, his power is in your hand. Bigger than big, taller than tall, quicker than quick, stronger than strong, ready to fight for right against wrong. Gigantor, Gigantor, Gigantor.
Monster from the Deep.
In the year 2000, Gigantor escorts Dick Strong, Bob Brilliant, and Jimmy Sparks as they return from a strange adventure.
Dr. Brilliant, we were gone so long, it's good to get home once again, isn't it?
What's wrong, Bob? You haven't stopped frowning since this plane first departed for home.
Dick, I have a peculiar kind of premonition of evil.
Premonition?
A feeling, Jim, that a long time before we get home, something unexpected will occur to this airplane.
Gosh, Bob, what in the world could occur?
Hey, Joe, a whole squadron of unidentified airplanes. What? What do you make of it?
Who knows?
Boy, those guys are flying much too close.
Sparky, I think that you should energize Gigantor.
Right, Dick. Good work, Gigantor.
And these strange planes began shooting at you for no good reason.
That's the size of it, Inspector Blooper.
Let them have it.
Yikes! Now cut that out!
Quick, get down.
Then take that!
Later, at Bob Brilliant's house.
Yes, Dick, Dr. Brilliant is experimenting with a new poison called practicine. Comes from the Himalayas.
Oh, yes, that's the one causing all the trouble.
In kitchen, we see newscasts. You care to watch?
Thanks, Flotus.
And so it appears tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that Mystery Island is dead not because a volcano erupted or a bomb exploded. The mysterious death of Mystery Island remains tonight a mystery. Fishermen claim the water surrounding the island sometimes grow black and menacing. They refuse to approach the island in any way. And so now the problem of Mystery Island is being argued by all nations.
Time for all nations to argue! Don't you think it's time we investigated Mystery Island, chaps?
I think we should set up headquarters in Hawaii fast.
Those in favor? Aye. Motion carried!
Well, Bob, how are you coming along with your examination of practicine?
Doctor, you have been spending much time in the laboratory. I am concerned that you do not eat.
Well, I'm all finished with work on Practicine, and now All Nations Headquarters is asking me and all of us to go to Hawaii.
Oh, Jimmy Sparks is going to be so happy.
So will I. You know, I'm so tired, I need a Hawaiian vacation.
Now, this is what I would call a real Hawaiian welcome, wouldn't you?
Yes, even Gigantor would.
This is a lot of fun, but there is a problem to be solved. Tomorrow we push on to Mystery Island, so you two fellas better get a good rest today.
Right. We should be getting to the island any time now.
Yes, I think the crew's ready to put her down.
The investigating team from all nations lands at Mystery Island Airport, only to find it deserted.
Well, will you look at this? The birdcage is locked, but there's no bird in it.
Here's something. A dog's collar. Must have been a pretty big dog.
And so now it appears that the animals have disappeared from Mystery Island.
This was the science laboratory, gentlemen. Some top-secret experiments were being carried out here, don't you know?
Say, do you gentlemen smell that?
It smells like seaweed, I'd say. Or sea kelp. We came to investigate, man, not to sniff. Let's move in. Dr. Brilliant, what's that?
It seems like a kind of diary.
That diary could contain a clue.
Proceeding with work on the poison that comes from Himalayas, small doses were tried on a variety of species of tiny plant life on the island, and there is no doubt in our minds that practicine is the most deadly venom in the whole world.
Practicine? Isn't that the one you were testing, Doctor? The one derived of a certain flower that shows its face just once every 10 years? Same one.
The flower is one that comes from the Himalayan mountains.
The writing becomes hard to make out starting at this point. He says that strange things began to happen during the experiment. Everything around him started to wither. But inside the fish tank...
Yes, go on.
There he was interrupted, it would seem.
He mentions the inside of the fish tank.
It's as though he were cut off.
Right. And yet, look, now there's nothing to see inside the old fish tank at all. It's empty. It's so quiet and peaceful here, it's hard to understand the name Mystery Island.
Gee, a place without animals is good and mysterious in my book, to tell you the truth, Richard. I think this is spooky.
Well, I can't find anything scary about a place where all you hear is the sound of the wind and the waves. Huh?
Did you hear that?
We heard gunshots and... Great Scott! Gentlemen, we better get out of here, fast!
Gigantor, find out what that thing is! Go, Gigantor!
Wait for me!
Let's get off!
Gee, Doctor, the inspector's clothes have the same funny smell we smelled after we first arrived here.
Say, you're right, Jim. It's a little like the odor of seaweed, or it could be sea kelp.
That sea monster, too, smells the same way.
It does, Inspector, because it's also seaweed.
Doctor, you mean to say that the sea monster just consists of seaweed?
That's just what it is, Jim, and now I'm able to understand what that book meant.
The diary?
Mm-hmm. When deadly practicine was added to the water in the fish tank, it had a strange effect upon the seaweed. The seaweed grew bigger and bigger, turning the surrounding sea dark. So you see, the practicine that they got from the far Himalayas is what has changed this island paradise, Ignatz.
Again, it's practicine. Who's bringing it in, Bob?
Wish I knew.
All the Hawaiians are wondering whether Gigantor can go surfing.
Why, of course he can go surfing. Of course he can.
The Hawaiians are saying that Gigantor may be big and strong and able to do anything but cannot go riding on a surfboard.
Look, if I tell you Gigantor can go surfing, he can go surfing.
All right, if you say so, huh? But you agree it's incredible.
Yes, I agree. It's incredible.
Gee, I think he can.
Good. It would hurt to have to admit there was one thing he couldn't do.
Actually, I've never tried him on a surfboard. I don't know if he can do it or not. Think they have one big enough?
Well, Jim, that's an awfully interesting question.
Hey, Jim, isn't this nice? These good people have just made a gigantic surfboard for old Gigantor.
Gee, that's fabulous. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
The Iron Man is very popular here. We want to help him have fun.
Oh, thank you, sir. Perhaps you don't know it, but you've just turned me into an honest officer.
What happened to him?
I'm going to get you, Gigantor, or my name is not Fez.
Say!
Hey, that's Fez.
Yes, this is your old friend, Fez, and I think all of you had better listen to what I have to say. I discovered Prakasine, and I am now feeding it to all the seaweed surrounding Mystery Island. With my giant seaweed, gentlemen, I am going to take over the world. Anyone attempting to interfere will have to reckon with them. Do I make it clear enough?
So then it was Fez who just trapped Gigantor and now plans an attempt to seize the world's power.
Look here, Taps, this is serious. We just received a report that the seaweed ringing the island is moving.
Yes, and they say a ship has been attacked by giant seaweeds. Look here, the ship was attacked near this large island.
Here's Mystery Island, and here's Hawaii. On the map, they look far apart, yet it doesn't pay to take chances.
How could the seaweed travel that far?
Sorry, Jim, but there are no seaweeds I can turn to for the answer to that question.
I say this is balderdash. There's no reason we can't defeat the seaweeds with modern weapons.
But, General Balderdash, these are not military targets for giant seaweed.
Is there any reason we can't make a peace treaty with this man named Fez?
Peace treaty, you say, balderdash. I say we should give the bloke everything we've got. Bring the beggar to his knees.
We are whistling in the dark.
Gentlemen of all nations, I propose we take a firm stand against Mr. Fez by having our ships and our planes proceed full speed toward Mystery Island.
dark wave. It's a column of giant seaweed underwater.
So, they want to attack, eh? We'll show 'em. Nothing's working. Everything we do makes the seaweed grow stronger. Try flame.
We have no choice. We must now retreat, gentlemen.
Gee, Doctor, what's that? Seaweed, huh?
Yes, Sparky, seaweed. And I believe that a laboratory test of this will prove interesting. Yes, those big weeds were all controlled by robot ships using deadly practicine as bait. So...
You look hot and thirsty. How about some water?
Ice. It hates ice.
Gee, is there something wrong with those ice cubes, sir?
No, Jim, there's nothing wrong. I remembered something just now. This mutated seaweed, like other tropical life, cannot withstand the bitter cold.
In other words, we win if we make enough ice.
Yes, Jim, but even if we had 10 tons of ice, it wouldn't be enough to check the sea monster. Come to think of it, though, it might delay it a while.
Let's get going to where we met it yesterday.
Wait. A refrigerator uses freon gas to make everything cold, doesn't it? Well, why don't we try the same thing on a bigger scale in the ocean, Doctor?
By golly, maybe it'll work, Jimmy. It's worth a try.
We must be getting near the spot now.
Look, Jim, I still don't see how you're going to use the freon gas.
It's easy, Inspector. We're going to empty the freon in a cable, then lower the cable into the ocean. Curses, they're sending Gigantor down here now. Well, let him come. Guard, order the ships to set up an electromagnetic ring around Gigantor. Right away,
Oh? Something's wrong with Gigantor. They must have set up an electronic ring.
Oh? Then we'll have to move in close to him in order to opt tiny remote control unit, Jim.
Not we, Dr. Brilliant. Me.
Order the robot ships to supply more practicing to the seaweeds. If those seaweeds should decide not to cooperate, we would all be in big trouble.
Yes, Fez.
Who would have dreamed just a few short years ago that I, Fez Scorpcap, would have discovered the way to control seaweed? Well?
Mr. Fez, the electronic ring's broken.
It's broken? That brat Jim Sparks.
All right. Cable ready.
Hooray, it worked! The submarine!
My poor seaweed. Listen, I'm going to attract Gigantor's attention. Yes. While I am doing that, you take this box and swim back to Mystery Island. Yes. If you make it, the world will be ours yet. See?
Yes, Mr. Fez, sir.
That is not Little Red Riding Hood. And these are not cookies for Grandma. Dr. Brilliant, this box contains all the practicing that Fez controlled in the world.
Wonderful. With that awful venom in our control, peace is now restored. Thanks to you, Jim.
You look at Gigantor. He caught the submarine. Goodbye, Fez. That'll teach you to mess around with Gigantor. Yahoo! Yeah! Oh.
See that?
And Gigantor flies to his next exciting adventure.
Gigantor, the space-age robot, is at your command. Gigantor, the space-age robot, his power is in your hand. Bigger than big, taller than tall, quicker than quick, stronger than strong, ready to fight all right against wrong.